This is my life.
This is your life. Oh, I hear a chicken.
Anyways, so I don't have anything to talk about this week, so I'm gonna review my vlogging camera, the one that I'm using right now, because I use it every week and I haven't talked about it at all. So that's a good idea.
You haven't talked about it?
No. Well, no, I've mentioned it a few times, but yeah. So I'm just up making breakfast. There's I don't know, things happening today, but I'm gonna squeeze this in somehow and make it work. I'm just walking down to get the car. I gotta take the dog to get his nails cut at the groomers, so I'm gonna do that. See, the face tracking on this camera is pretty stellar, I have to say. And the OIS is pretty good too. I mean, you can get up to a little bit of a jog. It's not super shaky. It's a nice little camera for vlogging, guys. I gotta say, I think it's underrated. Successful trip to the groomers, and this little guy is, I don't know, I guess he's happy. You happy, bud? Did you have fun? Did you have fun at the groomers, little pup? So one negative thing about this camera is that it's not weather sealed at all, and it does rain a lot here where I live. Come on, buddy. The next step up from this, the FZ-200, it is weather sealed and it does 4K, so I mean that's a big step up. It's a few more bucks, but that may be where I go to next. It's also slightly bigger than this camera. That's probably because of the weather sealing. Okay, so I'm back in the house. I've got some time to myself here. I'm actually recording this during the day, which boggles my mind. I usually record this part after everybody's gone to bed and it's the middle of the night. So today, you've seen some footage and stuff that I've taken. This is my main vlogging camera. This is the Panasonic FZ-200. It's a bridge camera, so it's kind of between a point and shoot and a DSLR. It has a smaller sensor. It's a 0.3 inch sensor, so very similar to cell phones. The biggest plus with this camera, the reason that I use it for vlogging, is it's kind of got everything I need all in one. It's got really nice glass. It's Leica branded glass, whether it's really Leica glass or not, I mean, whatever. But it is very nice. The optics are very good. It's a constant f2.8 aperture through the entire zoom range, which is the equivalent of 25 to 600 millimeters, which, I mean, that's massive. That's a massive zoom, and they're able to do it in such a small package because they've kept the sensor smaller. Stills wise, you're only getting 12 megapixels, 12.1 megapixels out of this camera. I don't use this camera for stills. It's actually not bad. It's not great for fast moving subjects, but it takes decent stills, and it's definitely usable if you want a stills camera with a big zoom. What this thing does really well is video, and it's really set up for video. It has two-stage zoom, power zoom. It has power OIS, which is really, really good. It's better than the optical OIS, which is built into a lot of lenses, especially Fujifilm stuff. That helps with still photography. You can sort of handhold longer shots. This power OIS is very good for video, so moving the camera around, walking, having it on a tripod in front of you, like for vlogging, it's very good for that. It has a flip out screen, which is absolutely imperative for vlogging in my opinion. I would use this Fujifilm X-T10 every day because I love the video on it. It doesn't suffer from the same exposure problems that the XA3 does. It's got a mic input, but I can't see myself, and when I use the Fujifilm app, and I've confirmed this with Fujifilm, when you hit record through the app, it doesn't activate the external mic. Even though it's plugged in and powered on, it'll record through the internal mic, so you're not getting the benefit of that mic. So hopefully they address that. I'm not planning on upgrading my stills camera anytime soon. I think this is a great camera for stills. I don't need an X-T20 or an X Pro 2 or a X-T2. I don't need any of those. So yeah, this is my video camera for now. The other thing that's great is it's got a flip out screen, has a microphone input, has a constant f2.8 aperture, so when you're zooming, nothing changes, so your aperture stays the same the whole way. f2.8 is big enough for most situations. With a small sensor, you're not going to get great low light performance, but there is exposure compensation, and you can fiddle with ISO and a bunch of settings to get okay low light video, but it's never going to be that good just because of the sensor limitations. Just the overall form factor of this camera, it works out really well for vlogging. I usually have the lens hood on it when I vlog, and I'll have I'm using the tripod I normally use when I vlog to record this, but I'll normally have it, you know, out in front of me like that on a tripod with a shotgun mic on top, which I'm also currently using. And it's a great setup. It's a nice compact setup. The OIS and the microphone input and the flip out screen, those three things together are a wonderful combination. The other reason that this camera is so great, it's cheap. You can get this camera for, I think, $450, $449 Canadian right now. I'll put what that is in American dollars at the bottom of the screen. That is a bargain for if you want to take great video. This will do 1080p at 60 frames per second, and the video quality is great. The autofocus is very good. The face tracking, if you have face tracking on and you keep it close to you, it's very good. Even face tracking multiple faces in videos far away, it's very good. Overall, for the money, this is a very overlooked camera when it comes to video, especially vlogging. Yeah, so if you want to get into vlogging and you don't want to pay a lot of money, but you want to get really nice results and be able to have good external audio, be able to have that flip out screen, this is a great place to start. So this camera for under $500 Canadian as a vlogging camera, you really can't go wrong with it. If you need a vlogging camera, I would go buy one. Honestly, if you have $500 and you want something that'll kind of do it all and do it all pretty well, it's a great choice. So here's the difference in video. This is the FZ-200. Same lighting, essentially the same settings. Sorry, it's kind of wobbling on the tripod here. I need a better video tripod. I mean, you know, the video looks pretty good. I had that X-T10, which is right here. It's just the kit lens I use in the X-T10 for video. It works fine. I had it fully zoomed out, and then I also had it zoomed in a bit. So, I mean, you do still get some of that separation to the background. I'm gonna put my sunglasses on because my blind eye is doing some weird things. So, for those of you that don't know, this eye, you'll see it reflect, well, you'll see this one reflect my lighting sometimes because it has an implant in it. It has a lens implant. This eye has a cataract. I can barely see a thing, so sometimes it just goes off and does its own thing. So that's why I wear the sunglasses. I'm not trying to be Casey Neistat, but yeah, so, I mean, it's good. The video quality is very good. It's very close to this APS-C sensor camera, which is impressive.
Most impressive.
For something with such a small sensor. So for the money, I mean, this FZ-200 is absolutely worth every penny if you need something to get into vlogging. It's definitely a great place to start. I think the color profiles that it offers are fantastic, and yeah, the image stabilization is great. Solid 2 thumbs up from WFLBC.com.